Well done on getting through week 2 of the Lusive Arts music production course. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always available. If you're struggling with anything, please let me know and I'll help you get through it in the best way possible. But yeah, today was a little bit more in-depth than last week. Obviously, last week we just worked on drums. So this week we kicked it up a notch and we looked at basses, we looked at synthesis, we looked at melodies, where those melodies should work in the key registry, and how to actually make those sounds with Ableton. So we covered quite a bit more today, but that should give you a lot to work on this week. Yeah, combined with the drums that you made last week, now you should be able to add in a bass line and melody for your own tracks. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to what you guys come up with, and I can't wait to hear everyone's different ideas. So yeah, homework for this week is quite simple, but it is quite in-depth even though it is simple. So essentially, like what we went through in the last video, what I want you guys to do is to come up with a bass line and a lead for your own tracks. And I want you to add that to your existing drum kit that you made last week for homework. So what I mean by that is that you should have your drums like this from last week. So you should have all the different MIDI clips. And then what we're going to have to do is the exact same thing for the bass and melody that you've just learnt in this week's lessons. So, or bass, melody, and whatever other instruments you want to add, whether they be real instruments like piano or strings. We're going to have to lay them out like this. So as you can see on the right here, I've renamed it. So I've got intro, verse, build, drop, and then alternate drop and break. So what I want you to do is to lay your track out like this in the session view. So you can name these scenes here on the right. So rename those scenes, and then you're going to have to do the separate parts of the track for each of these scenes. So I'll just show you here. So for my intro, I've just got the drum, the kick drum, and the bass going. Then I'll play the verse. So you can see I've added that synth lead now. And the bass is also different. So if we have a look here at the notes, I've actually changed the bass melody for the verse. So if you're laying out your track like this, chances are it's not going to be the exact same thing repeating over and over again. So I want you to start thinking about how you would actually structure the track, and then start structuring it in this way here so that we've got the different sections on the right. So think about how the track would start and what elements you'd have in. So for me, it was just the kick bass and the very simple bass pattern. And then once the verse happened, I made it a little bit more complex. So I added this lead, and then we got this build here. So you can see I've just added some snares, some claps. Then I got my drop. So don't worry about the accuracy of these names as well. Just put them into different sections. We are going to cover this next week. So just split them up into different sections so you have different parts of a track. So it's not just the same loops repeating over and over is what I'm trying to get at really. So start thinking about your song as a whole and how you'd structure it, and then just go in the session view here and start laying it out like this. So you can see I've got all my different sections. And then the break. So yeah, just a little note on that. Have a think about how you would actually structure your track, and start laying it out with the bass and the melody, or whatever other instruments you have, your drums, in this manner. And then next week you'll be ready to move forward. So your track's going to start to take a little bit more shape now that you've got a bass line and a melody going. You should be able to get a feel for how it's actually going to turn out. And I know we only covered leads and bass lines in the last example, but feel free to add your own chords, your own pads in the background as well, like we did in that first exercise that we did. So yeah, if you're comfortable with chords, feel free to add some in the back, anything to help your song, to fill it out a little bit more if it's sounding empty. But yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing you guys' progress and what you've all come up with. So yeah, if you have any questions, like I said, let me know, reach out, and I'll help you. And if I'm on calls with you, I guess I'll chat to you this week. But yeah, keep chipping away, keep making music, and I'll see you all for week 3.